Smoked meat.
No chemicals or preservatives, just 100% honest to goodness hickory smoked meat.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Boy, some chicken wings have really hit the spot.
You ain't got no better food like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries or something?
It's just two guys talking, am I right? We're just talking.
Hey, howdy, hey. Welcome, everybody.
Crickets.
I hate opening.
You do a fabulous job.
Well, I think it should always be your job.
I like the little extra.
Hey,
howdy,
you
hey.
know, just trying to make it mine.
I like it. What's smoking, Mike?
Oh, look at that. That's what we should say. Dude, 'tis the season. It has been nice weather this week. It is getting me amped for spring, and then it's supposed to snow and be freaking cold next week. So
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the forecast and not excited.
yep, a little boner. But we're gonna enjoy this week for sure.
Yeah, 60 degrees. I was talking today with somebody from San Diego in our office there. I was like, yeah, man. They're like, oh, it's terrible. My dog couldn't walk on the beach. There was an ice storm. It was so cold.
Oh, shoot.
He's like, no, it's beautiful. I'm just trying to make you feel better. I was like, dude, it's mid-60s here today. Beautiful blue sky. He's like, oh, normally I'm used to lying to people, which is a little unnerving given he's our general counsel.
Nice.
So,
Dude, I love 60s. I feel like I could live somewhere 60s year round.
fat guy weather, man.
It is, man. It's the dream. Love it.
Yeah.
Speaking of fat guys, what'd you
Yes.
make this week, John?
I, like you,
Yeah, I stole your idea.
had some corned beef. I know. I was like all pumped about like this reel I was going to do. And all of a sudden my phone starts buzzing. So-and-so liked your post. So-and-so liked your reel. So-and-so liked your reel. I was like, what the? Like, we haven't posted anything.
Listen, we should really communicate because I was just like, I think he might post something. He hasn't. I guess I'll just, just a little teaser. And then, yeah. So anyway, I apologize.
No,
if
it's
I stole
okay.
the thunder.
Like, I like corned beef as much as the next guy. Actually, I probably like it more than the next guy because I feel like a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, a lot of people I talked to were not stoked. They were like, why are you making corned beef?
Because it's delicious.
Several people were like, I cooked it and it was not good last year and we will never do it again.
I think the cabbage can turn a lot of people off.
I'm pretty sure that's what each one of them did, and that I don't think they loved. Apparently, it makes your house stink and stuff.
That's why I don't cook it inside.
I didn't have any cabbage, so I didn't throw any cabbage in mine. But
I'm a big fan of cabbage.
yeah, I like cabbage too. I just didn't have it.
Yeah. I mean, we had to go to two stores late Saturday night because Walmart was out, and
Yeah,
I planned that far ahead.
dude, it was 10 o'clock at night, Saturday night, and I was like, Whit, I think we'll do some corned beef tomorrow. And she's like, we don't have any. I was like, yeah, I'm going to run to the store. So went and got some.
We were out at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, corned beef, it's a brisket that's been brined. We talked about this last week, so we probably don't have to rehash it. But, I mean, even my kids love it.
Yeah. It's pretty tasty. It really is. I'm sure that I've had it in my life, but I've always been kind of turned off by it because in my mind, when I think corned beef, have you ever seen like the salami with like green olives in it?
Oh, yeah. What is that stuff called?
I can't remember.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
They put it on my car when I got married.
Oh, gross. You see, in my mind, maybe it's bologna with olives, I don't know. But in my mind, that's what corned beef was. Like, it just had chunks of corn just, like, ground in with some beef. But that is not the case at all. It's actually really good.
Yeah,
It's just a brined brisket.
That's bugging me. I gotta look it up.
Do it. I am also
It's
interested.
like Mustafa or something.
Some weird name. While you're looking that up,
Yeah, keep talking so
I might
the
have,
world doesn't have to listen to this.
I might have jumped the gun because we were going to do a shout out and I just launched right into cooking. I'm sorry. But I am excited to hear about how your cook went because I just kind of made mine up and it went okay. There's some things that I think I would do differently, but for my first time, I was pretty happy with the way that it turned out. So, what are you learning?
I'm trying to get there. Is it mortadella? Is that what it is?
I've never heard that word before in my life.
Somebody. I wish this was a live episode.
I know.
Maybe we'll just have to leave it there and people can correct us.
Yeah, let us know what that is. There it is. Olive bologna. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna puke just looking at it. Yeah. Halal beef mortadella
Yeah.
bologna. Yeah, bologna with olives. It looks like some of them have pimento in them.
Yeah, it's mortadella.
Oh.
I'm just proud that I pulled that off.
Well done. Yeah, in my mind, that's what corned beef was. So I was like, why would anyone ever eat corned beef?
Because it's
But
delicious.
it is quite good.
Yeah. So how did you do yours?
All right, so
We're deep in it. We'll come back to the shout out.
might as well. I went and got mine the night before. So I think when we talked and some of the things that I'd seen, you like soak it in for a day in water to kind of really. I didn't do that. I just washed it off, or rinsed it off, patted it dry, and then threw down some. I used Holy Cow.
Nice.
And then I used my Weber because it's my only smoker in operation for the last couple months. I need to do a little maintenance on a couple others. But anyway, I used it and used the snake method. So I took my Vortex, flipped it upside down, and put the charcoal around it, and then put the corned beef right in the middle. So it kind of slow burned all the way around, and that way you can keep kind of a low temperature.
Yeah.
And it goes for a while.
I've never done the snake. Do you stack yours in like a nice, neat snake?
I
or
don't.
Do you just
I'm sure it would work better if you did. I just dump around the edges and kind of
light one side.
make it kind of even. But
Yeah.
I'm sure it'd work better if you did. I just sprinkled some hickory chips, or hickory chunks.
Nice.
And put a paper towel soaked in avocado oil.
Nice.
And lit that bad boy up.
It's a good lighter.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. That's my new go-to. Anyway, it went well. I wasn't sure exactly how long to cook it. I got a lot of mixed reviews from different people online. So I cooked it at about 250, and it ran for, I think, like 4 or 5 hours before it got to 160. Maybe it was 3 or 4. I think it was 4. And at that point, I brought it in because everybody was hungry and ready to eat, and I put it in the Instant Pot with some potatoes, and then I think my biggest mistake is I dumped in some beef broth, and it was pretty high sodium beef broth, and so the meat itself was still pretty good, and it was pretty tender, and it was kind of nice to put it in the Instant Pot and just have it finish. I think I put it in for 9 minutes or something, and it came up and was 200 and was pretty tender. But the potatoes that I put in there, because they were covered in beef broth and corned beef brine, were the saltiest things ever, and I couldn't even finish eating them, so I was kind of bummed. But the meat itself was pretty good. I wish I would have let it rest a little bit longer because we were in such a hurry. But I also don't think that the pressure cooking method necessarily
Yields the real.
the tender and that a low and slow would do. But so it was good. It was a little tougher than I was hoping, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we have a couple of Instant Pots, but I don't really ever use them. It's more Haley's domain.
yeah.
So-
well, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. I had to have Whitney help me.
Yeah, there's like 1,200 buttons, and I never know what
Yeah.
I'm supposed to
She
press
has
or
to
do.
literally walk me through exactly what to push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like we started out pretty similar. I ran at 2. I can look at this. Oh, where'd it go? I ran at about 225. Looking at my handy dandy graph on my meter from my past cook. That's not a meter. Here
I
you go.
need to get me some of that.
Dude,
I love that idea of just having a graph.
it's
Of
game
everything.
changing. I'm a huge fan of it. And I'm trying to remember, I bought a ThermSpike just to try it out. Because it was a little bit cheaper and I was like excited about the idea of having more probes.
Same idea? Like
Yeah, same
tracks
idea. It's
things
just it's
and-
from ThermPro instead of meter.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a web interface. So if you leave Bluetooth range, like you're done. Like you can't track it.
Didn't you have issues with your meter when you first got it? Kind of that same deal, though?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a learning process. Part of it is like mine is not Wi-Fi enabled. It has to
Okay.
be connected to a device to upload to the cloud. The blocks have Wi-Fi on them. And if I
Okay.
were to do it again, I would spend the $230 to get the 4 probe block. Yeah, I had trouble with it, but then I realized like if I'm gonna leave the house, I start it on one of our iPads, leave the iPad there, and then the iPad acts as a Wi-Fi relay
Oh,
and
okay.
kicks it up to the cloud, and
And then you're
I
good.
haven't had any issues at all since then.
Okay.
But so I put mine out there. It same thing went till it got to about 4 hours, and it was at 160. I put mine in a foil pan at that point, and I had quartered up some red potatoes, had some carrots, couple quarters of cabbage.
Traditional style.
Yep.
Okay.
Put that in there, hit it with a little bit of Blanco.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of it. I've been using it on a bunch of different stuff. I under-seasoned mine, and
Okay.
my beef broth was no salt added,
Okay.
which wasn't intentional. It's just dumb luck. That's all they had at Walmart. Michael,
Holy cow. My tummy made a weird noise. Sorry.
apparently Mike's not being fed enough at home.
Oh, that is not the problem.
Anyways, before
Sorry.
Mike's belly just
belly rudely interrupted.
us here. So I took all of that, covered the pan in foil, and put it back out. And I think I turned it up to, I don't know. I think I turned it up to 275.
Okay.
And then it went for about another 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So total cook time.
Right around 8,
Okay.
which was longer than I
Yeah.
expected. I think part of it was like the potatoes were room temp, the carrots were cold,
Yeah.
the beef broth was at room temp, so like I took a drastic temp drop. Like I probably lost 15 degrees of internal temp before it started to climb back. But once it started to climb, like giddy up, buddy, like it went fast. So and it was great.
Did you do the whole brisket? Did you have the flat? Did you have
No,
the
it
point?
was just a flat section.
That's
I
what
think it was
I
like a
just had the flat
4-pound.
too.
I think it was a 4-pound brisket.
Have you ever done the point?
I have only done the point when I had a whole packer
Okay.
that I brined myself and did pastrami with.
Okay. Because when I was looking, there were, flats and points. I just grabbed a flat.
I probably would have
But-
picked a point.
Really?
I like the point better.
I
Like if-
do too. I feel like the fat in it kind of helps things break down and
Yep.
be a little more tender.
Yeah,
But-
and I think if you had a point, you probably could have like shredded it even a little bit more.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but as good as that was, there's something even better that happens the day after.
Yeah. I want to hear about this.
Homemade corned beef hash.
Corned beef hash. Not from a can like Alpo. The real stuff.
If you are a true and dedicated listener to the show, it is no surprise that I am a dedicated connoisseur of corned beef.
You are. You're into it.
I am. And
I thought it was olive bologna this whole time. So I am.
Yeah, corned beef hash is my go-to breakfast. I love it. Honestly, just hash in general. Not the green leafy kind. The meaty potato-y kind. So, and I didn't even do it for breakfast. I was too tired and lazy to get up for breakfast. But I came home for lunch, which I rarely do, for the sole purpose of I cubed up some of the leftover slices of corned beef.
Okay.
Took some of the potatoes.
The already cooked potatoes?
Yep,
Okay.
the potatoes from the night before.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, you don't cook anything new for hash.
Yeah.
And then, as all good fat guys should have, I've got a mason jar full of bacon grease in my fridge. So I melted some of that down, browned up the corned beef, added my potatoes once they started to kind of get cooked through and brown a little bit, cracked a couple of eggs on it, added a little bit of cheese. Okay, maybe it was a lot of cheese. And that was lunch, man.
Delicious. I noticed you put a little green Cholula on there too.
Oh yeah.
In the row. You have me hooked, man. I'm a fan of the green Cholula.
Well, the funny thing is, Robbie is like my 8-year-old. He is captain of the Cholula bottle at our house.
He's into it. Huh?
Yeah, we had we did those brisket tacos for his baptism, and he was like adamant. The only sauce allowed was green Cholula.
I like that.
Yeah, his uncles like started giving me crap, like, come on, man, like, no, there's no barbecue sauce. I was like, first of all, I'm offended. Second of all, go talk to your nephew. Like, he set the menu. This is his meal. And then once they realized that he was the reason for the green Cholula, he was, man.
Yeah.
He was the popular kid
He
for
was
sure.
into it, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Delicious.
Yeah. But oh man, we got him a suit. Turning 8's kind of a big deal in our culture and like getting baptized. And Robbie, man, like I love the kid, but I mean, he's got a mullet and that is his ID tag, his badge of honor. Like
He's into it, huh?
he is the very embodiment of mullet lifestyle. And it's been this way since he was like old enough to move. Like always has holes in his pants. Like he's always moving. He's always doing something. I turned around at one point during this lunch after sitting talking with some people and turned around and this kid's in a 3-piece suit. Like his jacket is like flung somewhere. His shirt's half untucked. He's running around like getting ready to like slide on the floor. I was like, you can't do this. My oldest, like we had a talk when he got a suit. I was like, all right, like this is a nice thing. You have to, and I just didn't have the talk. Like we were too busy to like have the talk when he first put it on. Mostly because someone was trying to hem his pants while we were trying to get out the door. But anyways, it was, dude, I was just like, why? Why did you do this to your suit? Like, it's already had to be dry cleaned. Like, it was covered in sour cream. Like, there was just...
Sour cream.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's Robbie, man. I don't know what else to say.
I think it's a second child thing, too, because that's Kyle to a T. Like, everything you just said, I was like, Kyle.
I love the reel of a mother talking about her kids. And she was like, if one of your children were to be driving a Jeep with the doors off, the top off, their feet hanging out, and not a shirt off, like, who would it be? And why is it your second child?
I've seen that. I've seen some that are like, which one of your children would be the most likely to lead guerrilla warfare against an oppressive regime, and why is it your second child? That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been, the mantra of the Hayden household for 2024 is put it where it goes. We're working on putting things away and not just dropping them where they land.
I love that.
It's a battle that is ongoing.
Yeah.
And I've been threatening for weeks, months now, that I'm going to start sweeping the house every night, and whatever's left out, like, you leave an Xbox controller out, it's Dad's Xbox. You leave your Switch out, it's Dad's Switch. Leave an iPad out, like... So Saturday night I did that. Went through and, man, I had iPads, I had everything. And we Haley and I went to take a nap Sunday afternoon, and we started having this pounding on our door. We want our stuff back. I get this note shoved under the door, and Robbie is like, broken scrawl. Give us our stuff back or else. So when you talk about leading guerrilla warfare against an oppressive regime, I wasn't expecting to be the oppressive regime, but yeah, checks.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, oh man. All right, should we jump back to the shout out?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Let's bounce.
I don't know. This is our podcast. We'll do what we want.
And nobody comments on our Instagram posts or reels or YouTube upload, so
yeah,
we can keep doing whatever we want.
Whatever we want. Absolutely.
All right, let's.
So this came from a reel that my wife showed me that I thought was hilarious. They actually do a fantastic job. The reel's a little funny, but
Food Dudes Cook.
Food Dudes Cook.
I
I
like
feel
it.
like it doesn't get more simple than that.
I'm gonna need to reposition my mic. All right, here we go. This is the reel Mike is pretty excited about.
Yeah.
So let's
Right now what we're doing is we're actually melting the butter over medium heat. Okay, when the butter
60
starts looking like this,
That's
when
like
you're gonna add the
$25
spices,
worth of
the
butter.
I was
2
going to say
tablespoons of
16
garlic
sticks of
and
butter
1
is a
tablespoon
lot of
thyme.
butter.
And just kind of mix that in. The oven is preheated to 175 degrees. So now we're gonna just take the steak like so. I got a meat thermometer in there, so the meter plus. Oh, baby. Dun, dun, dun. And gently place it in. And let it go. In the oven it goes. To take the steak
This is a
out
butter
of the butter bath.
poach.
It's gonna look a little weird. We're gonna put
Butter
it onto
poach.
this wire rack.
Oh, it
And let it
does
rest.
look
It's gonna
weird.
rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now's when we're gonna put our salt and pepper on there. Sprinkle that on. Like so. Put
That
over.
color is so wrong.
Yeah, I
Letting
don't
it
like
rest for
that.
about 10 to 15 minutes. Key to this is you want to get this piping hot. Now that means it's not quite hot enough because as you can see the water is not instantly evaporating. So it's got to literally instantly evaporate. We're going to actually take some avocado oil, paint it on, and we let it sear for 1.5 minutes. Go like this. Go like this every once in a while. Okay, now the smoke alarm's going off. We're going to go ahead and flip this over
Ooh,
and
there's
sear
some
the other
good
side
color.
for a minute
That's
and a
a
half.
really good crust.
Gotta love it. Can't write this stuff. Cut into it and let you guys see how it turned out. Boom. Look at that, people.
Dang.
How is it? Be honest. It's like one of the best things you ever had in your mouth. That's a letdown for me. But anyway, now what we're doing is we're actually melting the...
Oh, that's kinda hilarious.
Anyway, have you ever done the butter poach method?
Not to that extent. I've done the like melt butter in a pan and like sit there and
Spoon it as
constantly
it goes.
baste
Yeah,
it.
I've done that. I love that.
Yeah, you get
I don't
that-
know that I would ever do what he just did. Boiling it in 16 sticks of butter and then pan frying it in butter and avocado oil.
Yeah, I mean Ruth's Chris is, a pretty nice steakhouse. That's their big thing is they sear in butter. When they bring you your steak out, it comes out like a fajita plate with just with butter sizzling and popping.
But do they do that, do you think?
I don't know.
Probably sous vide it and then
Yeah, I think all
fried
the
in
big
butter.
places sous vide and
would you sous vide in butter?
no, because when you're sous videing, one, I wouldn't want butter running through my sous vide cooker.
Yeah.
But you typically vacuum pack
Yeah.
the meat.
So it wouldn't, there'd be no benefit
I've
to
put
it.
butter in with the steak while I sous videed.
Oh. Like
but-
in the vacuum seal.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's
Intense.
a ton of butter, dude.
Yeah. But not to take away from some of the other stuff these guys do. They do some pretty delicious looking stuff. So
Dude, are these shotgun shells?
Looks like it.
Fresh mozzarella balls, and we're going to shove it into the noodles just like this. So this thing
think
takes
so. I
about
think
4
it's
balls,
legit
believe it or
manicotti.
not.
Yeah, this is like a it's like a caprese salad. Huh. Have to check these guys out. Good find, Mike.
Yeah. Well, good find Whitney. She's the one that found them. I like it.
I love these little club crackers that you cook the bacon on.
Yeah, have you done that?
Yeah, dude, we did.
I've not done that, but
Yeah, we did. You were with me when I did it.
when?
When we were at girls' camp on my ugly drum. That was the first thing we cooked.
We pounded that that's right. I don't even think we shared those.
No, we didn't. The girls were on a hike and
Nobody ever knew. Those were good.
there were none
Dang,
left.
that's right. Oh man, those were good.
Yeah.
Well done, food dudes cook.
Well done indeed. We were going to talk about something else. My mind just went blank.
We talked about maybe doing a little bit of spring cleaning.
Yeah, we were.
Maintenance
There was
stuff.
something else I was going to talk about before that, but let's talk about spring. Let's talk about spring cleaning
Yeah,
and your apparent maintenance needs.
yeah. Well, I have a puppy who chewed everything, dude. He chewed the propane hose to my Blackstone.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm super pissed about it. I think now he's chilled out a little bit, and I've trained him, and I think it'll be better. So I got to replace that, it's been sitting on my dresser, but I refuse to put it on if I have to fix it again. And then I fixed the cord to my Gorilla, and then he chewed it again.
I was going to say, you fixed it
So-
like 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah, that was about 4 months ago. So I'm hoping that we're past that stage and we moved on, and he's starting to listen to me a lot better. And so I'm going to fix it, but yeah.
Yeah, dude, we are coming up on prime smoking season.
We need to have everything ready to go.
Yeah, I went out, had the 4-wheeler out earlier this week and was just riding around. It was that first really nice day. It's like Tuesday maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Monday, I
Monday
think it
or
was Monday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
And I was like riding around. The sun was starting to set. It was like perfect cool. I don't even think I had a long sleeve shirt on, but that like no coat. And I could smell charcoal hamburgers. And I was just like, oh yeah, here we go.
It's the season, man.
Yeah. And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You do. And we've talked about it. Cruise back a couple of episodes. We don't have to get super deep into the weeds tonight, but I think getting a really good citrus cleaner. Traeger makes one. Zepp makes one. Just go to Home Depot. Find a good citrus cleaner. That really works well on the grease. And clean all of the surfaces.
Yeah.
Inside, outside. Spray them down. Scrub them. Get a brush.
And you want to do this your smoker will still run and everything, but if you don't do a nice clean and try to keep it pretty clean, then everything's going to taste the exact same regardless of what you cook.
Yeah.
Everything's going to taste like that rib grease or whatever you got in there.
Yeah, it'll yeah, if you don't, it'll get black.
Yep.
Now, if Demeron comments below, everyone ignore that comment. Yeah. Intentionally lighting your grill on fire. Not what we want, Demeron.
Listen, Demeron, if it works for you, that's awesome. No hate, but I feel like we can't tell people to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to support it.
No.
I'm trying to. I gotta get to the right account here because there was a pretty hilarious comment on the episode where we talked about that.
Oh, was there?
Yeah. Where's our channel? I gotta find this.
I want to see that. John, while you're finding that, I got me a Harbor Freight vacuum to keep on my deck.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm really
Nice.
excited. Little ash vacuum. Clean up some pellets. During one of the bad snowstorms where the wind was crazy a few months ago, it blew my cover off my Gorilla and opened the cover to my pellets, and so it got like 2 inches of snow in there. So those are all waste. That was very sad.
That is. Where are...
I chucked them in with the chickens, so they're using them for bedding.
I support that.
It's kind of an expensive bedding.
This is the problem. I don't ever... all I ever do on YouTube is on my phone, so now I can't... Oh, yeah, here you go. I don't know who Jenna A is.
I'm pretty sure that could be his wife.
That makes this even funnier.
I don't know for sure. I know that's
intentionally setting it on fire is the most redneck thing I've ever heard. And let's face it, we've talked about some redneck stuff on this podcast.
that is true.
Yeah. So don't light your grill on fire. Take some time, clean it out, vacuum it out. Chisel some of that old grease out of your drip pan, out of the chute going into your bucket. It's like a couple of hours once a year.
Yep.
Will set you up so that you can have literally a great year. I do it once a year, and then all it is changing the foil on my drip pan and vacuuming it out. And I try and do it like about every 24 hours of cooking on low temps. If I go high temps, I'll do it more often just because it creates more ash and burns more wood. But,
yeah, it makes sense. I like that. And I think you nailed it. Like, that's not what you want to do when you're excited to start cooking or doing something or cooking for a big group. That's the last thing you want to have on your plate when you're trying to, take care of stuff. So do a little maintenance, tighten up the screws, check everything, make sure it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you did get moisture in there, vacuum those pellets out. Don't run your grill. If those get down into your auger, it's brutal.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
You've got I've pulled more than one auger helping people fix their grills when they've had wet pellets get down in there. And those things friggin' turn into concrete.
Yeah.
So.
That's no fun.
No fun at all. So. Take some time, get it clean, and then just have an awesome cooking experience.
Yeah, enjoy it.
So,
Post show.
You got anything? In on your menu for the week?
You know what? I don't, but I've been. I don't even know if I want to say this on here. I have gone down a rabbit hole.
That's what we were going to talk about.
That's what it was, yeah. I've gone down a rabbit hole, guys. I found a dark corner of TikTok where people are raising meat rabbits, and I am fascinated by the whole process. I was telling John, most of them are like psycho prepper homesteaders, like, this is what we're going to eat when the government turns everybody into zombies and stuff, but I am very interested, and I would like to try to cook a rabbit just to see what it tastes like. I'm getting lots of reviews, but I don't think knowingly that I have ever eaten rabbit.
Hey.
I've had squirrel. I've had all kinds of things. I don't think I've ever had rabbit.
So this is a pivot from our conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Because before we weren't just talking about cooking one. We were talking about raising.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I've eaten a bunch of rabbit.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah. And you were saying it's almost like a long chicken thigh, right?
Yeah, it's like a lean chicken thigh is the way I'd describe it.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, it's I don't feel like there's much like white meat like people talk about things tasting like chicken. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, yeah, they're clean, they're easy to prep, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you can do lots of different... You can cook them in a stew. You can roast them. You can smoke them. You can... Lots of...
See, most of what I've seen is stews. So if you were to smoke them, you'd have to add fat to it or something.
Yeah,
like
I'd probably wrap some in bacon.
Or fish or something. Oh, wrapped in bacon. I was thinking just put some olive oil on it.
No, man.
That sounds way better.
Always wrap it in the celestial meat.
That sounds way better.
But yeah, I mean, so I had scout leaders that were always up for a good time and trying to scare younger scouts. So they'd bring rabbits, and I mean, we'd roast them on a spit over a campfire. So I'm a big fan of this idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, Whitney's not on board, you guys, and I need you to get her on board. She did tell her sister today that if I showed up with meat rabbits, it could be the end of our marriage. So if you guys could send her some love and encouragement, because I think this might be happening. I'm very interested in the whole process, and I want to try it for a little bit.
Look, and from what I understand, it's a pretty, like, self-perpetuating source of food.
That's why the psycho meat preppers are way into it, because it is very, let's see, what are all the benefits I've seen? Very low cost. They are quiet, so they're not going to bug your neighbors. They're good pets. They're easy to have. They basically take care of themselves, and it's apparently pretty healthy meat, all those things.
Very lean.
Yeah, and they multiply like rabbits. So, I don't know, John.
Hey, I'm down. I've already told you I'm in this with you.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
I'm going to hear about this tomorrow if Whitney listens to it.
Look, I get it. And I think most of the people that are in the prepping world, like, if they're posting reels about this, like, they're probably going to be a little weird. Like, look, I eat lots of wild stuff. Like, I love to go pheasant hunting. I love eating pheasant. You know, I've eaten plenty of duck in my life, deer. Like, I've done all those things. Like, dispatching and cleaning a rabbit, like, that's going to be weird.
Yeah.
I've never done that part of it. At least, like, domesticated ones. I've shot plenty of cottontails and jackrabbits before, but...
That's have I.
I'm in, man. Let's do this.
All right.
And with that, we will leave you with nightmares of bunnies disappearing
Easter is upon us.
into our bellies.
Do.
I'm John.
I'm Mike.
Until next time.
Oh my.
Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.